What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another build video. This build video is called the Crit Monster, and it is a PvP gank build with super high crit and really powerful damage. So first things first, we'll go into the sets. The first set I'm running is Back Alley Gourmand, and the first two pieces are it is a two-handed axe, a Nirnhound with a weapon damage enchantment. I'll just show you the set quickly. And you need a buff food active to get the critical damage and healing 13%. So make sure this is a battle axe, two-handed. The next set we are running is a monster set, which is Archdruid Devric's Mask set. This will give you a line of penetration, and when you do a heavy attack, you will deal shock damage, and it will apply major vulnerability to your enemies, and they will take 10% more damage for 15 seconds. And the next set we are running is Witch Knight. That's 4 pieces for 3 lines of weapon and spell damage. And I'll just run through how it's set up. So we are running all medium apart from 1 light piece. You want everything in max magicka and everything in the divines trait. And so you've got 2 medium pieces on the head and shoulders, got a medium chest, the waist is light, which is Gourmand's, and then the hands medium Witch Knight, legs medium Witch Knight, and the feet medium Witch Knight. So we've only got 1 piece of light, the rest is all medium. The necklace is Gourmand's, infused with the weapon damage enchantment. The ring is Gourmand's, infused with the weapon damage enchantment. And the final set piece is the Oakensoul ring, which is also infused with the weapon damage enchantment. I'll run through the skills, which is Merciless Resolve, which hits super hard. In some clips you might see it even hit 30k in 1 hit. We've got the Shrewd Offering for your big heal and passive max magicka. We've got the Turn Evil, which I find is the best in slot, as this will fear enemies, which is quite nice. Let me just check if I actually got the right one. Yep, this one fears enemies, and you also get the bonus passive weapon damage from having a Fighter's Guild ability slotted. Concealed Weapon hits very hard and will give you Major Berserk and Minor Expedition, and Shadowy Disguise, of course, for your cloak. And the ultimate is Onslaught, which is amazing, and this will give you 100% penetration for 5 seconds on your target once you've hit them with it. Make sure you all have all your passives put into your class skill lines, and all your passives in two-handed, all your passives in light and medium armour. Make sure you are a vampire at least stage 2 for the strike from shadows to get extra weapon and spell damage. Make sure you have your Fighter's Guild abilities and passives all unlocked. And also, if you can, get the Undaunted, which will give you extra stats. Make sure you have your Assault and support lines put in as well for extra damage and bonuses. We are running a Khajiit, so make sure your passives are in there. And your medicinal use for so you get your potions will last a bit longer. champion points. We've got Fighting Finesse for 8% critical damage and critical healing. We've got Master at Arms for extra direct damage. Deadly Aim for extra direct damage. We've got the Backstabber for another 10% critical damage. And we've got Celerity for a bit of movement. Bastion to break through shields. Rejuvenation for a bit of recovery. And Boundless Vitality for a bit of health. Right, so I'll show you why we have got this set up and why it's so effective. So we've got the, because of the ultimate, which is the Onslaught, we don't really need a lot of penetration on the build. So if we go to the stats, you can see the penetration is pretty low. It's only 6,000, but we don't need a lot because when you hit the ultimate will give you 100% penetration chance on your targets for 5 seconds, which is more than enough time to wipe someone out. Just quickly make sure you've got 64 points into Magicka. I'll show you the food I'm running as well quickly. Make sure you've got the Shadow Mundus for extra critical damage. And the food I'm running is this tomato garlic chutney, which will give me the highest max Magicka possible, so you'll hit the hardest possible. And obviously use your potions, tri-stat potions for your main potions when you're in combat, and use a rubbish potion to build ultimate in between when you're in between combat, sorry, because with the Nightblade passive, it's on siphoning. Every time you drink a potion you gain 20 ultimate, so in between fights you can gain some ultimate. And the beautiful thing about this build is that you're not running Balorg anymore, so you don't have to get up to 500 ultimate. You only have to get up to a 162 ultimate for Onslaught to get the maximum damage. There is no extra bonus damage for going beyond that, so it's nice to drop the Balorg. I found that because of the Onslaught and you're getting that penetration 100%, Balorg gives you, extra weapon and spell damage and also extra penetration, but that is being wasted because you're getting it from Onslaught. So the only thing you're getting from Balorg is just extra weapon damage. So, but I've found that running this monster set is applying major vulnerability. So I'll just do a quick demonstration. We just roll dodge so you get your major berserk. So it's heavy attack, ultimate, and then drop a merciless bow if you've got that available, which I didn't. Let's just restart that. So it's basically 3 buttons. Well, 3 attack buttons. So that's your target. You've got your major berserk, your heavy attack into ultimate, and then spec bow. So you can see you're getting wild numbers. Obviously the numbers ain't going to be as high on an actual PvP player, because they're going to have resistances and stuff. But you can see it's hitting extremely hard in a very small window, in like 2-second window. You can deliver about 170k damage on a dummy with just 3 hits, which is really good. So again, just show it one more time. See, that purple cloud is the major vulnerability hitting. So I'll just show you the buffs that we already have. So you're getting all these from the Oaken Soul, which are the basic ones. You've got the Minor Courage, the Major Savagery, Prophecy. You're getting Minor Berserk. You've got Major Berserk on this build from Concealed Weapon. You've got, and that's what I thought, what could we add to the build? And Major Vulnerability is adding 10% damage. So that is going to make the spec bow hit hard. So if we roll dodge, you've got it, your heavy attack, see the bear and the purple, and then throw the spec bow. So the spec bow is hitting when the major vulnerability is applied, and it really finishes people off. So I found that it's actually better to run this over Balog. I mean, the Balog still works, but I find that the heavy attack this setup is just hitting super hard. So you can really wipe out a lot of players really easily, and you do it in a small window. Just got to get that spec bow charged up as well. I mean, you can still one-shot people with the heavy attack and the ultimate, but it's always best to have the spec bow just in case it's tanky target. See, nice heavy hits. But yeah, it's a brilliant fun build, and that's what I said. That's what I like about the build, is that you don't have to charge up 500 ultimate to get the maximum possible. You just need to build on the onslaught, which I think was 160 something, 162. And like I said, a quick tip, which I said in a previous video, just in case anyone missed that, is yeah. So I've got my main potions, a tri-stat. You don't want to be drinking them in between combat because they're expensive. So just buy a cheap potion you're not bothered about. And this is my cheap potion on the side here. So when I'm in between combat, just drink a potion. You know, and obviously you can hit NPCs or whatever in between fights just to build up that ultimate. And then once you've got that ultimate, you know, you're good to go. Make sure you've got that spec bow charged up. It should say, as you can see in my screen, it says 5 just above the health bar, so you know you've got the spec bar ready. The spec bow ready, sorry. If you do die, I think it does drop off, so you need to charge it up and have it ready. But as you can see, you don't need a lot of ultimate. You know, it will, like I said, drink a couple of your cheap potions, and you'll have that ultimate quite quickly. And the bear, yeah, the bear is obviously the monster helm. Applying, it will do that, I think it's shock damage. Yeah, shock damage, but the shock damage is not what's important. It will hit reasonable, but it's applying that major vulnerability. And that's what I was trying to find on the build, trying to find to get one of these major buffs. And of course the major buffs that you really want on a, you know, this sort of gank build is either major vulnerability, major brittle, or major force. So we can't get major force because that's from Warhorn. Couldn't get major brittle because that's only from I think the noon attack monster helm. So it's not really feasible on a gank build, but I'm going to try and work around things, hopefully. But I've managed to get major vulnerability on the build. So that's what I said, if they survive, you know, the initial heavy attack, you're getting the full penetration from that, and then you can cloak back again even if you wanted to. And then, you know, you've got full pen on the target for 5 seconds, and you've also got major vulnerability applied on them. Spec bow them, they're gone. Most people can't withstand that. I think even in one of the videos, I think someone was running about 43k health, and I managed to put them down with it as well. So you can hit high health targets even there. You know, you can really push how, you know, the one shots now. They don't have to be 20k health. You can hit people high health and they'll still drop. And of course, if they are good players or they're expecting it, you know, you have to choose your targets, make sure they're totally unaware. Just chuck a fear. That's what I do. So I'll just show you one more time. When this resets. Yeah, so I said always do your little roll dodges beforehand if you can, without being seen, just to get the Major Berserk. And so do your heavy attack into your ultimate spec bow. If they have somehow survived, you can then recloak, chuck a couple of concealed weapons if needed. It shouldn't be needed, but you can always chuck on because that still hits pretty hard. And if, you know, that's still not that killed them, then obviously you can just chuck a turn evil, which will fear them, and or anyone that closing in on you. Like I say, 3 people are closing in on you and they've just seen what you've done. Drop a fear, then roll cloak away, and that will give you that little window to escape. So that's pretty much it for the build. I just thought I'd do a few demonstrations on how it works. So nice and simple: roll dodge, cloak, go right behind them, heavy attack into your ultimate, spec bow, concealed weapon if needed, and then if it goes wrong, then just drop a turn evil to fear them, and then roll dodge and cloak away. And I said this build is just hitting really hard. I like the animations as well, it's cool. The bear is the monster set, as I said, and the purple is when that major vulnerability is applied. So it won't be applied on the ultimate as it's too quick, but once you chuck the spec bow, they'll probably have the major vulnerability applied. Yeah, but yeah, really fun build, and it's not ultimate dependent. You know, well, it is ultimate dependent, sorry, but I mean, like, you don't need to get to that 500, keep building. You know, it's a low ultimate needed. It's very fast to play, very fun, and like I said, just choose your targets, pick your targets carefully. You know, if someone's expecting this, they can easily dodge a spec bow. You know, people complain about spec bow. Yes, it does hit very hard, but it's dodgeable. So of course, if you heavy attack and ultimate and they're aware of what you're doing, they can block the spec bow. It might still kill them though because it's so powerful, but the best thing they can do is to roll dodge out of it. So you do miss sometimes, so you have to get people unaware. That's what ganking is to, you've got the upper hand by them not being aware of what you're doing. So I hope everyone enjoys this build, guys, as I did. The monster set is awesome, applying such a very powerful buff as well. If you do enjoy the video and everything, please drop me a like. If you've got any questions, just put a comment in the video and I'll help you. And please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, as I'm trying to get to that 2k. Doing really well. I just would like to get to that 2,000. New year, new start. New Year's Day build for 2024. Thank you to everyone that supported me along the way. I'll be doing more build videos. I've got a few things in the pipeline lined up. And I hope everyone has a great new year.